This is a presentation of the Badlands Media Network.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is April 5th, 2023, and this is episode 58 of the Ralligator Report. Thank you so much for joining me. This day after the indictment of the 45th President of the United States. I think I want to ramble maybe quite a bit this morning. I do have some thoughts. I find myself, weary. I think like many of you are. And because of my own little personal situation and the moves and all this other stuff I've had to do, the unprecedented, what do I say about the moves I've had to make? This kind of stuff has never happened to me, and I really do like to be settled. And so I'm still processing a good bit of that, including this place that I stay, that has caused me quite a bit of, sleep deprivation. Let me put it that way. But yeah, the events of yesterday, maybe I should just, I'm looking at the chat, and, y'all are kind of doing your good morning greetings. One of the things I do like about the show. And good morning to each and everyone. Mitchie Me, was it you who indicated the need to purchase some pineapple? I did buy a damn pineapple yesterday. Okay, now I got to figure out, okay, what the hell am I supposed to do with this pineapple other than eat it? I presume I eat it as a dessert. Is it a standalone? I don't know. But let me know. I do have the damn pineapple. I want to start my ramble. Let me see if I can remember a curiosity, and I'm going to go to the Mar-a-Lago speech. It may be the large majority of the ramble that I want to do today. But let me see if I can present. I pulled this thing down because I want to start incorporating some of these little. It's almost like I think I'm going to need to start trying to do little PowerPoint presentations in preparation for the show, and maybe in the spirit of PowerPoints, or maybe an actual PowerPoint itself. I don't know. I'm still trying to think through what I want to do and how I want to do it going forward. But look at this. Look at this. All right. Jack Smith is a special counsel who is overseeing the federal probe into former President Donald Trump's handling of classified documents and his actions around the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. Now, we know there was no damn attack on the U.S. Capitol. There was no insurrection, nothing remotely close. And it's an indication of the stupidity that so much of our citizens have been lowered into by the media and their drumbeat of a narrative. It drives me absolutely crazy, because, who gives that credence? But a lot of people unthinkingly give it a lot of credence. It's just nonsense. It was obvious nonsense from the very beginning. Even the video they sent out told you there was no insurrection. If you knew any damn thing about the United States Capitol and its protections and what an insurrection looks like. It's comical, the ridiculous caricature they've presented. Okay, but what really got me was yesterday, and now I got to tell you, I'm just like I said, I'm weary over a whole bunch of things, and I didn't watch any of the damn arraignment stuff. I watched a little bit of Badlands show yesterday afternoon, kind of sort of talking about the arraignment. I'll have more on that a little bit later. I hope I don't upset my fellow Badlands content creators when I discuss some of that. But and I did not watch President Trump's speech last night. I just all the stuff going on here at the house and all like that. I just said the hell with it. But I did watch it this morning in preparation for the show. And that presentation, Donald Trump said something about a name change for Jack Smith. And I thought, oh my goodness, have I been so distracted and unable to follow some of the and get in the weeds of some of what's going on? I hadn't heard anything about some alleged name change of Jack Smith and what President Trump is getting at. And so I'm hoping y'all can help me if I come in here and do y'all know something about this Jack Smith thing? I mean, tell me, because I'm clueless. The indictment was just to give the mainstream media something to talk about. No doubt. I mean, no doubt they know they need to feed their community some pablum. You know, they've got to just feed them something. And so this is a tremendous way to get them hyped and feed them some foolishness. Dawson Field on Twitter put out an interesting thread on how Trump wasn't in New York at the time of the crimes. I saw that, Nicole. I saw that. Dawson is a very interesting person who sometimes confuses the hell out of me, and sometimes I'm 100% with him. The point I think he was trying to make, and I saw, John and CanCon and some others kind of talking about this and maybe not giving it the credence. It was important. The point I think he was trying to make is the charges, okay, if they are to be taken as true, command other individuals be charged, because those are the agents who did X, Y, or Z on Donald Trump's behalf, given that Donald Trump was not present in that state. And we're talking about I'm trying not to cuss, we're talking about a freaking state of New York individual talking about some activity taken and then trying to color it and claim it, look, we are the financial center of the world, as if that means a motherfucking thing. For a prosecutor who cannot bring a case, they cannot bring a case where they don't have an abiding belief the evidence that they can produce will bring a conviction beyond a reasonable doubt. A prosecutor can't bring a case where they don't believe that. Alvin Bragg, ladies and gentlemen, is going to go to prison. Okay? I'm just telling you now. His ass is going to prison. And Donald Trump, throughout so much of what's been happening, has been baiting people to incriminate themselves. And he's got incredible patience because to capture them all, and he's still capturing. He has not finished capturing them all. And Alvin Bragg, I asked a friend last night, a New Yorker who's moved to Florida, and like, this is stupid as hell. What do you think is really going on? I mean, and I have a particularly, I don't know, I tweeted yesterday on my alternate Twitter account just how embarrassed I am by Alvin Bragg. And it's something that's coming from a Black American perspective. I've been embarrassed by so many Black Americans throughout this entirety of stuff. And I've said repeatedly, because you have to get color coded at times in some of what's going on here, given how much they've played identity politics. I've said repeatedly, white folks have to look these idiots in the eye and call bullshit on bullshit. And that is what I thought when I saw Alvin Bragg. He's come through a process by which he's been convinced he's smarter than he is. And he's relying on people who are not nearly as smart as they think they are. And this is what Donald Trump knows about so many of these Democrats. And it's not Black Democrats, it's Democrats. These people, oh, let me take this stuff down. I'm sitting here looking at myself, and, I don't want to get wrapped up today in anger because I am angry. I'm very angry. But I'm also embarrassed, and I mean for us, like as Black Americans, so many of the wrongdoers in this entire episode for more than a decade now, it seems, really since Barack Obama was elected, because he's empowered so much of this foolishness. We can't forget that he stepped onto our stage at that Democratic convention and he gave one kind of speech, a very powerful, hopeful American kind of speech. And then his Black ass stepped on the stage as president and then showed his ass to be something quite different. That is what has upset the hell out of me, and people have followed in his wake with the foolishness over and over and over again. And don't get me started about Trayvon. Don't get me started about Trayvon and the lies they told about Trayvon. And it has just continued. There's a straight line from the Trayvon foolishness to Alvin Bragg, the way I look at it. A straight line. Anyway, I'm trying to catch up with my video so I can. Anyway, let me. Oh, Jack Smith. Let me see if y'all know something about Jack Smith. Yeah, I paid attention to the Wisconsin thing, Eurythmic. I was disheartened, but not surprised. They are trapped and they have to continue down a path of faking the funk. They're so committed now, they have no other choice than to continue down this path. There's no way in hell that guy won that election outright. I mean, let alone double digits. Just ridiculous. Cut the skin, disk it in water, and drink the juice. Okay, so kind of like my lemon water. Get some pineapple water. All right. How do I say that? A.T. Ager 1. Thank you. Soak it. Okay. Good morning, Fomic. Slice the pineapple and eat the fruit. Okay, well, Mitch and me, that's what I thought, and I'm going to do both. I just said, okay, I'm gonna treat this like a lemon, and then I'm gonna treat it like a orange. But eat it right away and then soak it also. Yeah, we're going to win, Nicole, in 2024. The question is, and I've said this to friends, what is going to be this reveal? I heard John yesterday. He's still firm. So he clearly thinks something is going to happen, perhaps something cataclysmic. I don't know. Take the peel and the core and put it in a pot, boil and simmer. Good gracious alive. You know, I'm a guy. It's a little too much, I think, but we'll see. Yes, Boosin, thank you so much for joining me and everyone else out there. I know most people don't enter comments in the chat. That's well and good. I'm just incredibly appreciative. I haven't really studied the numbers. They've told me there is a way for me to look at the numbers on Rumble, but Paul Fleury said, "Hey, you're doing well." And again, for a morning show where I'm trying to not be the same old, I'm very happy about that. So thank y'all for sustaining me through so much of this foolishness I'm having to deal with personally. Peel has pectin that'll pull out metals, and the core is full of vitamins and minerals. Really good pineapple juice. Okay, okay. I'm gonna try and be a good boy. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was the Jack Smith. Nobody knows what he's talking about. Jack Smith will allow for more precedent to be set as they investigate all these Biden documents. But what does he mean about name change? He said Jack Smith, something about after his name change or something. I just thought, man, that's incredible. What is he talking about? Bragg needs to be disbarred and prosecuted, not just disbarred. He needs to be prosecuted. No, the creator of Cash App was stabbed to death? What? Oh my goodness. Good morning, Dewdrop 21. Vector 117, hello from Australia. So pleased to have you one in the number. Joe K, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's not hard. Okay, Mitchy Me. Yeah, I say this to people and they don't. It's not that it's technically hard. I just hate it. And I don't want to get into, wow, I really need a wife here to do some of this crap. And I know that's pathetic. But when I tell you I hate it with a passion. Eat it like watermelon. Mmm. Mmm. I love me some watermelon. Um, S. Busin. EMFs raise blood sugar. Distancing yourself from things like smart meters and electronics is a bit more helpful. Okay, explain that a little bit more. Tell me a little bit more. I'm still looking to see if y'all know something about this Jack Smith. Oh, that's what he's saying, Maggie. His name is John Smith, and he goes by Jack. So this is a Kennedy kind of thing. Is that what he's getting at? Thank you for being here, Diana. If it's a lot of work peeling and cutting up the pineapple, the odds decrease on me doing that. Ripen for a good 5 days on the countertop. Okay, so I need to let this thing sit, and I've got it standing up, and you're saying lay it down. Okay, so much advice. I appreciate it. Keep it coming. He is commander in chief. I just wonder how much is going to be revealed. He said, I wondered what it was before, Jarhead Pig. Exactly. And now listen, I'm just going to tell you, when I heard that, I thought, because again, to me, one of his primary targets is absolutely positively the CIA. And I'm thinking he's kind of indicating they've used this man to create a totally different identity because he is an agent of Central Intelligence. That's my suspicion. Um, could be wrong. Wi-Fi routers increase blood sugar? Bruh. Mm, eh. Yeah, Lady for Justice. I'm just wondering. Listen, identities can be created to cloak a prior history. Identities can be created to provide a narrative. I am very, and maybe I'm just making too much of this. It really struck me like a lightning bolt when he says that. He does not say offhand stuff like that willy nilly. Something is going on with that guy. Unplug my routers at night. One of my problems, and I do leave stuff on all the time, and I've heard my computer racing. It's like, what the hell is going on? It's like, maybe I do need to unplug everything at night. I may start trying to do that. Roku. Yeah, Joe K. He said it multiple times. Anyway, I'm drifting more than I wanted to. I want to. Oh my goodness, what did I do? I wanted to. I wanted to address some of the discussion yesterday on our network on the show, uh, and it's just a me thing. I'm hoping y'all don't take it the wrong way. I especially hope my fellow content creators don't. I'm not trying to get in anyone's feelings. I'm trying to say, listen, there's a big ass operation, and we need to, even as we're discussing what your presumption is, especially on some of these important figures, we need to we need to uh, yeah, let me go ahead and not try and make it perfect. Another little thing from Trump's speech last night. I thought for certain I heard him say a very important sentence that people may not have paid attention to, but it leaped out at me. If essentially he was saying, if I was your president, Russia would not have attacked Ukraine. Did y'all hear that? Now, I'm saying that's a carefully crafted speech he gave at Mar-a-Lago, and he goes off on a riff very little last night, a little bit here, a little bit there. But essentially, he read that speech as written. Those are carefully crafted sentences. And the man said, Russia would not have attacked Ukraine if I was still president. Now, this stuff about Nazis and biolabs and all that other kind of stuff, you don't say that kind of sentence as Donald Trump if that's the fact of the matter. Do you? I don't think so. Um, I just we gotta have some healthy skepticism. I think Donald Trump. I said this before. I also said I could be wrong. I think Donald Trump. I think Team Trump. They have baited Russia into overextending themselves. Finland, a neutral country out of necessity ever since the end of World War II, has joined NATO, not because of some globalist elite has taken over NATO. They want to defend themselves from the Russian bear, just as Lithuania, Estonia, and Latvia do, just as Ukraine does. We need to have some healthy skepticism to this Putin is working with Donald Trump stuff. It ain't happening, gang. It ain't happening. But here's that's a sidelight. The real thing I wanted to talk about in terms of the Badland commentary yesterday, CanCon, John, and okay, Kyle. Yeah, I think it was Kyle. They do great stuff. They do great stuff, all of them. Okay, not attacking them. But another place where we need to apply some healthy skepticism is all of this Ron DeSantis stuff. I just what 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 are we talking about? I don't understand. Listen, here's my presumption on the Ron DeSantis stuff, and then I'm going to check back with the chat to see how it flows. Does it make sense to y'all? To me, Donald Trump. Let me set the stage. Okay, this is what I wrote yesterday when I saw this. I was like, okay, I got to write this down before I forget about it and let it go because I didn't know how the Mar-a-Lago thing was going to go. This was yesterday afternoon. A stalking horse. We're all familiar with a stalking horse, right? A stalking horse is ordinarily a candidate whose campaign actually advances the campaign of someone else. In modern political applications of the phrase, a stalking horse is normally either a candidate used to divert attention from someone else's candidacy or a candidate who splits the vote of a serious contender, perhaps unwittingly, and thus benefits a third, better positioned candidate. Okay. My thing is, Donald Trump has implemented brilliantly a twist on that stalking horse thing, strategically implemented a twist on it. He has modified the stalking horse paradigm through his engagement with Donald Trump, with Ron DeSantis. And if you paid attention to him during his administration and after, you've seen him engage in battles where he's signaling to you essentially. He did it with Jeff Sessions. He's done it with Bill Barr and still is. He's doing it with Ron DeSantis. Okay. We need to think through this and we need to stop with the foolishness about Ron DeSantis. Are you kidding me? I mean, it is stunning to me how many people don't seem to get this, especially here in the Badlands community. Uh, Burning Bright yesterday, sitting in Massachusetts now, essentially said Ron DeSantis is only focused on low hanging fruit issues and not anything substantive. Are you kidding me? You're not paying attention to Ron DeSantis if you think that. And you can't really be paying attention to Ron DeSantis from Massachusetts because he's a governor and the things that he's doing aren't going to make its way to Massachusetts. The national narrative, and I think Donald Trump wanted this narrative. So remember, Ghost in the Machine, we are consuming a narrative they want because there are purposes on why they need that narrative. Ron DeSantis has done a hell of a lot of substantive stuff in Florida. Trust me. Do a little research and that will be evident. Now, but here's the other thing. What did CanCon say? I think CanCon's in Florida, right? He said Ron DeSantis won't sign a damn thing. This is what he would have impressed CanCon if he said he wouldn't sign a damn thing unless Florida totally changed its voting processes and insisted on same-day voting around the country. What? Again, maybe misinterpreted, maybe, but I hear stuff and it's like nobody understands the way government works. The governor is not a dictator, and Ron DeSantis's ass, no governor's ass, can do that kind of thing. The legislature is going to drive the damn train if you do something stupid like that, and then they override you. No governor wants to be overridden. You lose power. We got to think about some of this stuff far more logically, okay? But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Governors have to deal with constitutional officers. In the state of Florida, supervisors of elections are constitutional officers. They are their own bosses. The governor cannot boss them just boom. There are ways in which a governor can do something, and this governor did in Broward County, where they had a particularly ridiculous Democrat machine. If you don't admire what Ron DeSantis did with Broward County, you don't understand anything about what was the reality in Florida with Broward County. He needs to be complimented for that because he did tremendous work. Finally, about Ron DeSantis. Do we not know the history of Ron DeSantis? Really? We think he just popped out of nowhere and became governor of Florida? Ron DeSantis's ass never would have been governor of the great state of Florida without Donald Trump. Adam Putnam from Imperial Polk County with all kinds of agriculture interests and big business behind him. I think he's a good guy. Probably would have been a good governor. That's who was going to be governor, not Ron DeSantis, until Donald Trump stepped onto the scene. Pissed a lot of people off in Florida and supported Ron DeSantis. That is the only reason Ron DeSantis is governor. If you don't understand what that means, you're not paying attention. But the last little thing, Ron DeSantis is a founding freaking member of the Freedom Caucus. 9 people set up the Freedom Caucus. Do we know what the Freedom Caucus is? Do we know the role the Freedom Caucus just played in getting control of the Congress through the Speaker? People, Badlands content creators, come on. Stop the foolishness. Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis are working together to take the wind out of the sails of these idiotic rhinos, to make these idiotic rhinos expose themselves, and they have. It is working beautifully. Get off that man's back. Let that man do his job, because he's doing a tremendous job as governor of Florida. Okay, rant over. Let me come try and see how y'all are responding to this. Oh, man. They both, yeah. Yeah, Maggie, yes. Handpicked, just like the judge was. He's letting people incriminate themselves. I have a feeling Jack Smith is CIA, and I have a feeling a primary target is Brennan. I have said this from the very beginning. He wants Brennan's ass, and he's intent on getting that idiot. So, yeah, I, time for a couple of what I've decided. Did I not do the two? Oh my goodness. What I had decided. Oh man, I'm going to take the advice of two in a block, and I was supposed to do two at the 20-minute mark, and hey, we're well beyond that now. So thank you, uh, Mark McCoskey. Thank you so much. Your boy, your boy can just get off track so much. I almost need some sort of a bell to ring or something to prompt me to say, "Hey, get back on track, fool." Okay, let me. I find this humorous. I really do. I hope you're laughing with me. Um, I absolutely hope you're laughing with me. So here is our first ad. Did you know, ladies and gentlemen, when you go to the mypillow.com website and click on the radio/podcast square, your world will open up to tons of amazing specials that MyPillow is currently offering to our Badlands community. And you save up to 80% on everything there with the promo code Badlands. 80%. Yes, you'll find the buy one, get one special for the incredible MyPillow 2.0. But right now, Mike Lindell is giving us deals on his bathrobe closeout sale, his buy one, get one free on his Giza sheet set, his My Slippers for as low as $49.98. And he's giving us 40% off mattress toppers and My Pillow down blankets. Be sure to use the promo code Badlands to get your discount at mypillow.com. That's mypillow.com, promo code Badlands. All right. And let's see here. I need to get one more in to do the two block, and that will be our friends.
Benson Honey Farms delivers raw honey straight from the hive to your table. It is their mission to provide you the best raw honey at the lowest prices possible. By not pasteurizing, overheating, or filtering their honey, Benson Honey Farms ensures that all of its natural pollen and enzymes stay in the honey for maximum health benefits. So cut out the middleman and go straight to the source. Visit BensonHoneyFarms.com and use the rep code Badlands to place your order today. That's BensonHoneyFarms.com, rep code Badlands.
Yeah, and Mitchie Me, I agree. The 34 are ridiculous. They're trying to say he's an accountant. This is the Prepso-like twisting they've had to do to try and get to a narrative. Again, because the facts don't matter to these people. I've said on here probably before, my oldest sister has, look, she's an Ivy League grad. She's got a fellow Penn graduate who's an MD. And man, the MD would just kill me, with the laughter she had about Donald Trump. They only understand this man as a caricature, a comic book character. They don't have the first clue about him substantively. And they are so dismissive because of their presumed, intelligence. You've certainly run into people like this that they just think, okay, poor you. You think Donald Trump is real. You think Donald Trump is serious. Oh, poor baby. Yeah. Okay. All right. But yeah, this is what they do. So they have trained. They're very educated and they're non-educated alike. They all suffer from the same problem. They've trained them to not think, just accept from on high. Here is the fact of the matter. Alvin Bragg says he's a criminal and I've got him. These people don't understand the difference between an impeachment and a conviction. They don't understand the difference between an indictment and a conviction. Louis Rossman, I talked to you yesterday, is representative of normal Democrats. And he was sitting there saying, again, people don't understand the uniqueness of our country and the protections we have. He was saying, hey, man, there's some smoke. There's probably some fire there. Donald Trump works in the real estate world. All of those people are shady. I've dealt with some shady New York real estate people. But what he ultimately was saying was what all Democrats around the country are saying: guilty until proven innocent. That is upside down, you know? And what the Democrats know is that that is the normal position of individuals in this country. If the government says you've done X, you're likely guilty. Now, a lot of that's turning around because Donald Trump is exposing so much about the two tiers. And if they can do a two-tiered system of justice with the president, they truly don't give a damn about doing two tiers with you. So, yeah, this is part of his educational tour, and he's presenting it to us. Again, so much of what he's doing is an educational tour to reorient us back to some center place that says, you, government, stand accused. You, government, do not get the benefit of the doubt. You, government, the motherfucking burden is on you, bitch. So that's what Trump is doing, and it has upset so many of them, and I love it. I'm here for it. Let me try and stay on track in these last quarter hour and make sure I get those other ads in a few minutes. I am let's see, was there something else about what happened yesterday that I wanted to, as I try to read your chats? Joe K, you agree to disagree about what? Ukraine is a global money laundry, no doubt. Russia and Ukraine are equally guilty. He talked about his perfect phone call last night to Ukraine. Okay, it's like, this is the way I look at it. There's not a good guy and a bad guy. These are two bad guys. These are two corrupt countries. That's what we're dealing with. It has nothing to do with whether he has baited Russia into overextending itself. If you are paying attention, Russia has overextended itself. Russia thought it was going to come in there and capture Kyiv in the first 3 days, and this would all be over, just like Crimea. Now, there's no way in hell Ukraine fought off those Russians without American support. I hope y'all understand that. Not some support from Joe freaking Biden either. There's a reason why Elon Musk offered Starlink. And it ain't because of Joe freaking Biden. He baited them. Again, pay attention to Finland. We should be talking about righteous Finland far more than we're talking about, I'm just saying. Firestone 99, that is total bullshit. There's no indication Russia wants anything other than Ukraine. Bullshit. Russia right now is trying to get Moldova. Okay? Russia right now is looking at the Baltic states and saying, once we deal with this Ukraine issue, your ass is mine. We're going to crash NATO. If you don't understand that's what Russia is saying, you are not paying attention. He wants to reconstitute Imperial Russia. How do we not know this? This man has lied to us. Donald Trump sitting up there saying Russia would not have attacked Ukraine. Now go back and listen to the speech. That's what he said. Ron DeSantis is, how do people not? You're a founding member of the Freedom Caucus. Donald Trump plucks you out and places you in the governor's race and brings you to victory. And you think this man is going to run against Donald Trump? How do people think? How? Yeah, Ukraine is not like the Cuba issue in the slightest. Ukraine is the way we bring humility to a nation that's insecure as hell. I told you, the niggers of Europe. I'm just telling you. And they have this 19th century imperialistic mindset that does not fit the 21st century. We are bringing humility to Russia one way or the other. That's what's happening. Diana, look, his wife, look, about DeSantis. DeSantis represented a metropolitan Jacksonville region. I'm familiar with him, familiar with his wife. They can manufacture all kinds of influences against me or you. If we got out there in that kind of position, there'd be something where there'd be some questions to be raised. We have to. I'm not concerned about her in the slightest. Yeah, not just Brennan, no, so many others. He mentioned Schumer, okay, and he talked about Schumer's what, brother in his speech? He's got his eyes on a whole bunch of people who he has allowed to incriminate themselves. When he said he caught them all, I think there may have been a layer to that, meaning some of these people thought, okay, he was done. No. It's a continuing capture. It's a continuing capture. Yeah, no doubt. DeSantis, outstanding member of Congress, and may very well, some of these things they use against him in Congress, he may have already been essentially signed up on Team Trump, just as Donald Trump has been used as an asset. He has his own intelligence service and may very well have used people who agreed to sign on to this monumental job of fixing our country. I think Ron DeSantis is one of those. DeSantis wasn't groomed by Paul Ryan. That is a serious mistake, Flying Storm. Look at his history. He happened to support Paul Ryan for the speakership. This was some congressional infighting. You cannot have one incident and you run all of your analysis from that one incident. It's not the way Congress works. Political battles are real, and there are multiple layers to those political battles. Ryan didn't groom DeSantis. That's nonsense. the future is, if you see how Ron DeSantis has put people on the state university system, board of regents, board of trustees, who are going after critical race theory, it's just embarrassing the nonsense we talk about Ron DeSantis because of what the president has put out there to serve his purposes. We need to be smarter than that. He's the best governor in the nation. You go find me a better one. Not going to happen. And he's the best governor in the nation because he's governing the way Team Trump is trying to pull us as a nation into governing, doing what he can. But there is a legislative branch. He's not a dictator. The legislative branch is quite often the most important branch on X, Y, and Z happening. You can't just bulldoze them. You've got to work with those legislators. That's the way the process works. Our system was set up in such a way to incentivize legitimate compromise. You can't just ignore and bulldoze. We are really poor at understanding that kind of governmental action. Vector 117, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you, especially as an Australian, participating in the chat. Okay. I don't need to do a deep dive into orange groves. This is Florida. Canning companies, diamonds. Come on. Everybody can be investigated and have some type of issue where people pumping fear, uncertainty, and doubt can raise issues. Issues don't mean a damn thing. Claims don't mean a damn thing. Come on. That's how they play us. I'm not even sure. Again, y'all can doubt me. It's just a thought. All this money and weapons and stuff going to Ukraine, I'm not even sure about that. That is what we are being fed. That is perhaps a cover story. I just don't believe that. I don't believe it. There's something else going on and it's hidden from us. Because Joe Biden is not driving the train, not in the slightest, and he is slamming Joe Biden. I think everything that needed to happen with Joe Biden happened in terms of Donald Trump and law enforcement years ago, at least 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever. Let me get and add before we close out. I am still, this video yesterday with the Australian John Anderson talking to this Professor Lennox guy. I still supremely impressed. May revisit that again, talking about faith and how these non-believers have conflated faith and blind faith to their narrative advantage. But yeah, let me get to my next ad. Furman is a Badlands media partner, and we are tremendously proud to be partnered with Furman. Furman Power Equipment is the sponsor of our first event, the Great American Restoration Tour in Chandler, Arizona. It's coming right up, April 20th through the 23rd. Tickets in person, I do believe, still exist. And so if you are so inclined, please join us. I'd love to meet you. But you can get your virtual tickets at badlandsmedia.tv and watch us throughout our little conference. Furman generators are portable, versatile, durable, dependable, and user-friendly. Furman Power Equipment will be there to help you conquer anything life throws your way. Badlands Media is powered by Furman, and you should be too. For all your generator needs, go to FurmanPowerEquipment.com and use the discount code BADLANDS at checkout for 17% off. That's FurmanPowerEquipment.com and discount code BADLANDS for 17% off at checkout. All right, and my last ad block of the day is our good friend Kirk Elliott.
Silicon Valley Bank debacle demonstrated just how fragile our banking system can be. We don't know what the future holds, but history has shown us that physical gold and silver are a reliable store of value to protect your wealth. Don't let fear of the unknown paralyze you. Take the first step towards securing your financial future. Reach out to Kirk and his team at KirkElliottPhD.com/Badlands. That's KirkElliottPhD.com/Badlands.
Okay, and I see something in here, a repeated discussion about Saudi Arabia. Listen, regions of responsibility. Remember that Donald Trump set that up. Everything that's happening right now, Donald Trump set up. Saudi Arabia is not working against us. Saudi Arabia is working for us, with us, to bring about this new, better situation that Donald Trump has put in motion. Saudi Arabia is not doing something to screw the United States of America. And people conflate this United States dollar situation. And I will just remind you, it's not the United States dollar, it's a Federal Reserve note. There's a difference. And Donald Trump has been trying to teach us that. And that's going to be part of the brighter new tomorrow. We will have a United States dollar. It will not be a Federal Reserve note. This system is being crashed in a controlled demolition. And all of these actions have been inspired by one guy. That's Donald Trump. Believe what you want. Yeah, that invasion of Ukraine is not a coordinated sting, my friend. You think whatever the heck you want, that is not what the hell is happening. If it was a coordinated sting, they'd have Kiev in 3 days. Think about that. It was the United States of America's assistance to Ukraine that did not allow that to happen. We are not thinking well on this Russia issue at all. Not well at all. Soros is a primary target in this thing. Do we really have to debate that? Anything DeSantis might have done or allowed them to believe. Double agent, man. Do we not remember 007? Come on. Come on. I have a feeling what Donald Trump is doing is he's setting up some stalwarts, DeSantis being one. Hey, let the best person win. Our woman in Arizona, that's Carrie Lake, right? I mean, let the best person win. Get out there. And if you can sell it, if you can get the support, all the better. He's not going to place somebody and say, this is who will be next. He's got loyal soldiers and he's going to support them. I like that approach. DeSantis is not in with the World Economic Forum. Good gracious alive. What the hell? What is it people have against this woman? I have not. I don't even know what could possibly you not like about Mrs. DeSantis. What on earth? I mean, all right, I've reached. What about the Soros wanting DeSantis? Soros doesn't want DeSantis. He wants to screw up MAGA. He doesn't give a damn about Ron DeSantis. Are you kidding? They will trash him at their first moment. This is why Donald Trump has been so smart to set up this play. Draw this idiot out. Draw this idiot out. Yeah. Nome in South Dakota did not have a legislature like the state of Florida had. Again, we need to think about government. We need to think about government. Your Speaker of your House, your President of your Senate, they all had something to say and do with how things went forward in this lockdown. Again, governors are not dictators. There are political decisions that have to be made essentially in consultation. The legislature is a very powerful branch, the most powerful branch. It's not the executive branch, that's the most powerful. That's what people keep missing. Anyway, I'm I've rambled too long. I apologize. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Keep the faith. Donald Trump is on the march. And if these people are smart, they will do like some of their Democrat friends have said, drop this, run away from this, leave it the hell alone, because there is a briar patch. A briar patch. They have been set up, and we should be thankful for that. Okay, again, until tomorrow, thank y'all so much for joining me. Later, Gators.